Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in life and the crazy life, especially crazy audio life, digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. We're going to get a mic check, make sure this mic is working, make sure everything is good. Interesting day today. Got some sound? Sound is working? Carl Wagner's in the building. What's up, Carl? Good to see you. Good to see you on the stream, my friend. We had some audio difficulties earlier today, Carl. It's good to see you tonight, bro. Bro, XRP is in the building. Indeed. XRP Gal says loud and clear. Good to see you, miss. Winners without question, bro. Without question, bro. The dude says, hey, you're good. Sound is good. Excellent. Love it. Absolutely love it. Sound is good. Perfect. Glad to hear that. We had some serious challenges earlier today. Couldn't do the stream. Then I had to go hook up with my business partners and take them around, show them around town. So I'm just finally getting back and able to do this after I figured out what was going on. So it's all good. Life is good. So Ripple reveals the global fintech expansion strategy. That was good news. I'm really excited about kind of going over that. And what's the deal with the Fed? What are they doing? The Fed adopts a new stress capital buffer for large US banks. Interesting. And Baba Cuggs got some interesting things to say today. Shout out to Baba Cuggs. He has some interesting things today. If that dude is nothing else, he is quite entertaining. Gotta tell you that. Dude, you know what's so crazy, Carl Wagner? Carl Wagner says this virus is really taking the markets to the cleaners. You know what's so crazy? Like I was talking to a good friend, business partner today. Literally, when I started talking about the World Economic Forum, IMF, ECB, coronavirus, and how it's affecting the markets, like deer in the headlights, like glossy-eyed, like what? It's amazing how in tune we are with what's going on as compared to the masses. Really something to behold. Really is. Jamie Dimon conveniently has emergency heart surgery. But Aaron Vallette, what's good, bro? I did not hear about such a thing. Emergency heart surgery. Is he in trouble? Are they still scamming things up over there at JP Morgan? M. Grimes is in the building. Siege, my man. Hello, brother. Hello to you, M. Grimes. Good to see you. But you know what I'm saying, Carl? Like, we are, it's so funny because, people in the community, people in the digital asset space are so much in tune with what's going on. It's crazy. It really is crazy. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing to me. This is a very hugely. This is listen. According, as compared to the average, this him and his wife hugely successful. But yeah, like the IMF and the ECB is, and I mentioned something about the IMF and the 50 billion and the Hong Kong. What is the Hong Kong Monetary Authority put cut 50 basis points? Nothing, not zero. No clue. It's an interesting thing where people put their attention. I guess is the best way to put it. Diamond has never stopped his criminality. That's exactly right, Legendary. Good to see you on the stream. And I got to tell you, one of the biggest things that's going on right now in this space is how the Jamie Dimons of the world and the George Soros of the world keep the masses blind and just kind of cater and feed the head in the sand type mentality. They feed it, right? That's what Netflix is. I just gonna come home, I just wanna have my dinner. I put my 8 hours, 9 hours in, come home, have my dinner, watch Netflix. And you know what I mean? It's unbelievable why they are snatching up digital assets at a record pace. They're snatching up digital assets at a record pace. Yet the masses have no clue. It's crazy to me. Hey, Carl Wagner, guess what my dude told me, my friend? That's what my dude told me. My dude told me that the US dollar is moving to a gold back standard. Is moving back to the gold standard. And he said that it's I don't know. I believe like 3 of the things he told me. This last one was like, huh, really? So US new dollar, backed by gold, 50 to 60% backed by gold. The rest will be other assets to back it. So US dollar backed by gold, that's one. 50 to 60% of it by gold, and then other assets. Third, the nations, the major nations, you want to say the top 4 or top 5, pick your choice, also going to a gold backed currency. Now, this dude is, listen, he is either going to be, right or totally wrong. This is what he's telling me, and I can't say much about it, but he's in a very, very unique position. It's funny the people that can kind of get themselves in this very, very unique situation, fairly successful, but more so in the know of things than, not George Soros, right? Not Jamie Dimon, right? But so it's an interesting thing. So yeah, a gold, what do they call it? A global gold, they call it GGS, global gold system or standard, one or the other, GGS. So that's what he's telling me. So we shall see. I find that to be very, very interesting. And I think just recently, within the last 2 weeks, China and the US had agreed on the rate, right? The exchange rate, the new dollar. Yeah. So remember when we kept hearing about, China and Russia, and at the rate and the rampant pace that they were going at when it came to purchasing gold and acquiring more gold. Oh, so the other thing he told me as well, that the U.S. has pretty much repatriated their gold back to them. Now, he said all of it. He said all of it, but it was my understanding that Germany had not, kind of given back all of it yet. They were working on it, had not. So that's interesting. Why is the U.S. doing that? Why are they getting back all their gold that was kind of out in these other different nations? It's their gold, don't get me wrong. Why are they getting it all back? Yep, Matt LaRoche is in the building. What's good, brother? GGS, Matt LaRoche. Global gold system or standard, one or the other. XRP Gal says the U.S. has gold. Yeah, apparently the Donald had to go out and get it. They had to go out and get some gold. Like they had to go repatriate, whatever that word is. The gold that that was out there, that was theirs, is out in different nations, and they got it back. They got it back. Yeah. So listen, these are things that we shall soon see, and it looks like so the talked a little bit. We talked a little about the ISO 20022, and that the 2022 is when it will be in place. Like they got some deadlines and some cutoffs. Like so April is going to be one, 2021 is going to be some stuff, but it's like 2022, right? So like the tier 1 banks are doing making the change. And what I'm curious about is moving from real-time gross settlement to real-time payments. And I think that falls in line. I think, we were watching the digital asset investor, shout out to DAI, and well, no, wait a minute. It was Bitcoin Ben initially, right? Bitcoin Ben had the people from Perpetual Assets on there. It's funny. I talked with the guy from Perpetual Assets, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. We played phone tag for like 2.5 weeks. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just focus on acquiring more XRP, right? So I never did hook up with the guy, one of the guys. And I think it's only two of them there. It was a younger guy. But so remember that. Remember those three guys were there and they were kind of going crazy because they had heard, someone at this particular event had said something about XRP and this and that and whatever. So I watched DAI, and DAI says, had this guy on the show. Interesting. But wire transfers and Swift. So the wire transfers and Swift, does that make sense to you guys, you smart guys in this channel, moving from real-time gross settlement to real-time payments? Because I thought the real-time payment thing was the clearinghouse. But that's what he said, moving from RTGS to RTP. So that's what he said. But I do think it was interesting to hear that guy on DAI's channel say, this lady say that, Ripple is taking over the wire transfer and Swift. So that's interesting. XRP Lava's in the building. Good to see you. TJ Jackson, sound is on, bro. Rob Singh, good to see you in the stream. D Daniels, what's good, brother? Well, now that we got the sound going on, D Daniels, life is great. Life is great. Aaron M is in the building. What's up, Crypto Siege? What's up with you, Aaron? Who knows nothing about XRP? Carl Wagner. Talking about my dude? Yeah, nada. Like literally nada. He's FX. He's what do you call those people that are trading currencies all the time? That's what he does. Dollar and the dinar and all that stuff. What do you call those guys? Are those FX guys? Are those 4X traders? I think that's what he is, a 4X trader. I always get FX, 4X. I think it's the same thing, but that's what he does. He's 4X trader. Yeah, FX trader. Yeah, that's it. And successful. As compared to successful. I wouldn't go multi-millionaire, but I could go millionaire, successful. And it's not bad to be a millionaire, right around that million, type deal. But yeah, so apparently there's a lot of stuff going on with the Zim. So people who I know we had a Forex trader on this channel once before. I don't know if he's in now. A lot of stuff going on with the Zim, the Iraqi dinar. So for those of you in that space, maybe you can shed some light on why someone would want to own some Zim. Because I don't know. But yeah, interesting stuff. So yeah. And so here's the deal. Where's XRP going to fit into the grand scheme of things? Why is this lady saying that Ripple is going to take over wire transfers? Is that like sort of in line with the ACH and Swift? And this is very smart and powerful lady. So did you guys see that on DAI show that? Had that guy on talking about that. It was very, very interesting. Guys, 59 people on the stream and 25 likes. Do me a favor, my friends. Do me a favor. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like if you're enjoying the hangout. Then come back and hang out in the chat. Apparently, it's a new rate on the dinar. Legendary, do you do that FX stuff, trading, currencies and stuff? And so listen, guys, let me repeat this again. So, because I know we got some people hopped on, maybe you missed what I said. This is what my dude is telling me is going on. Number one, Aaron is correct. What did Aaron say? Oh, yeah, Jamie. So, number one, the U.S. is going to move to a gold, being backed by gold. Okay. But he said 50 to 60%, which I find to be interesting, but 50 to 60% by gold, the rest by other assets. Now, asset or assets. asset or assets. Okay. This is an interesting thing. I don't get it, but he said USN. I don't get it. So I don't know. He had me up into backed by gold, 50 to 60%. Um, and then the rest by another asset or assets. I was cool with that. I was cool. It made sense. Go back to the gold. Judy Shelton, Donald's always talking about it. It made sense. 50 to 60% for me made sense because the other asset you never know, right? That made sense to me. What else did he say? All the nations, the major nations, the 4 or 5 nations are doing the same thing back in their currency by gold. He said there was a new system called GGS. I don't know. GGS, Global Gold System. So all we can do is see if he's right when the time comes around. So my thing is like, where would you get that? And there's no reason to tell me, there's no reason to lie to me about it. Like, where'd that come from? So I don't know. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Dryce is in the building. See, got some sound, Dryce. Got some volume, got some mic control going on, brother. So we'll see. That's right, Carl Wagner. That's the same guy. I listened to it. I listened to that. That wasn't the guy from Perpetual Assets that I had communicated with. I don't know, 2.5, 3.5 months ago. We're playing phone tag, and I say communicate. I was calling him, leaving a message, and he was calling me, leaving a message, and we never did hook up. Because I looked into Perpetual Assets way back when. But yeah, so that seems like that's the older guy. But yeah, interesting. Interesting that he was willing to say it, and he quoted from his notes, so he took the notes. So US USN United States, and I just didn't make I don't know, United States now. I don't United States new. I mean, that was the one. I'm like, what happened to USDX and USDC? So that was the one I was like, okay. Aaron Vallette, Equities In. I just did something with them too earlier today. Has been taking pre-IPO for Ripple for over a year. I registered over a year ago with them. Aaron Vallette, good for you, my friend. Thanks, man, says Matt Loach. Absolutely. So is the deal now people are getting sick because they have to have some kind of deposition? What's going on? I don't know anything about the politics front. For XRP Siege, will Hillary Clinton get sick, a la Jamie Dimon, before she has to give her deposition? I didn't know she had to give a deposition. What's kind of going on there? That might fall in line with what Baba Cugs is saying. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, Matt LaRoche. Now he was saying that was what the new U.S. dollar was going to be called. Like I don't. So we'll see. Get on the list, huh? Aaron Velez says, get on the list, huh? Okay. Yeah, I did. I checked all the boxes. I think I just got to hit submit. Jay Fretless email server. What's going on with you, Jay Fretless? Good to see you. Yes. So that's kind of where it is, right? Yep. She has more emails. Oh, email stuff? Really? She's got to be going through that again? Oh, God. Benghazi. Oh, I don't know anything. Yeah, Benghazi. Benghazi didn't work out so well, right? So there that is, guys. Just wanted to kind of let you know. We'll see, right? Yeah, that's right, Aaron Vallette. That's something that he said as well. I thought it was interesting that they were doing some stuff with Iraq. So that's what the new Iraqi dollar is going to be. Is it IQD from a legal standpoint? It's ready. Infrastructure is ready. It's not It's not an of anymore. They have no choice. It has to happen, or Iraq will completely collapse, and no one wants that. Too many invested. Yep. Yep. Legendary. You used to do the Forex trading. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's kind of, again, that's his thing. He's in that space. I don't get the whole Zim thing. I don't, but that's kind of the latest and greatest. So we'll see. So guys, Ripple's got this reveals a global expansion strategy. What do you guys think about that? I think that's interesting timing. Yeah, I saw Crypto Eddie earlier today. She's talking. It looks like March is going to be the start of the road show. Aaron Vallette, what are you hoping to do by getting registered with them? Will they kind of give you notification earlier? How are you doing, my brother? I see it's about to go down. It feels like it. D. It's good to see you, bro. Doing great, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what is that? What is that? Is that the Zimbabwe dollar, Aaron Vallette? Sounds really good, Siege. New microphone? No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, this computer's a trip. So apparently, every time you update it, you got to go check some other thing and make sure the settings are at the right way and all that. Yeah, so let's share that, Matt LaRoche. Yeah, let's share that. New global expansion. So Paul S is in the building. What's up with you, Paul? Good to see you. This is from fintechmagazine.com. Ripple reveals global fintech expansion strategy. I don't. Maybe that's not a new one. In any case, blockchain solutions leader Ripple has started its global strategy of expanding into Asia. Fintech magazine takes a closer look. Ripple, a global leader in enterprise blockchain solutions for cross-border payments, is continuing its global expansion strategy. In the last month alone, it has made two notable strategic moves to achieve this. We take a closer look. First is the Philippines. We know about this news. As part of its strategic expansion, Ripple has partnered with Azimo to deliver faster and cheaper payments in the Philippines. The key way in which this will be done is via Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution. Again, guys, FinTech Magazine, which will be processed through Azimo's platform. We've been interested for a long time in the potential of digital assets like XRP. We've probably heard this before, to make cross-border payments better for customers, said Richard Ambrose, CEO of Azimo. Ripple's ODL solution has significantly reduced the cost and delivery time for cross-border transfers, and our customers are seeing the benefits. More banks and financial institutions use ODL. We believe it has the potential to replace current methods of foreign exchange trading and to reduce settlement time to close to zero. Now, before I go on, does moving from real-time gross settlement to real-time payments, is that a thing? Does that make sense? And so what you got? We could probably got to send in your tax stuff, huh? You're right about that, Xrp gal. They need to level up that PR department. Paul, that's good to see you in the stream, my friend. It's nice to catch the stream. I'm normally working at the airport. Well, we're glad you can get on, my friend. Yeah, I'm hearing that's the plan. Is the Treasury? It's supposed to be like this new Federal Reserve. The Treasury is going to step in more so. Aaron Vallette, you're on to something there, man. It'd be nice if they didn't. What you said? No tax? Wonder if Trump will do away with income tax. It's hard to say. XRP Harlem, what's good with you? Real-time payments is credit-based. Yeah, so moving from real-time gross settlement to real-time payments. I thought the real-time payments thing was kind of snatched up by the clearinghouse. You know what I mean? Make sure I caught everybody coming in. Alex G, it's good to see you, brother. I get everyone. I think I did. Jay Fretless is here. Immort 222 says, "What's up, fam? What's up with you?" I think I did get everybody. All right, so let's continue reading. It's it's of the utmost importance to partner with companies who share the same vision and passion for changing the way that money moves around the world today, said Marcus Treacher, Senior VP of Customer Success at Ripple. Zemo is challenging the status quo by leveraging RippleNet and ODL to provide fast, low-cost, reliable, and easy payments for its customers worldwide. Yep, we know about that. Zemo's money transfer platform has over 1 million customers who are able to send money to over 200 worldwide. Then he talks about South Korea here. Ripple has made considerable tracks in South Korea through the addition of Centbees, Hampass, and WireBarley to RippleNet. We know about this. Centbees is a leading remittance company targeted at South and Northeast Asia, including Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, Japan, and China. Wow. Partnership will allow banks and payment providers to send payments worldwide, while also enabling Centbees to settle remittances in seconds. Well, speaking of South Korea, what's up with the South Korea news? Talking about South Korea, guys, did you hear the South Korea news? That's crazy. Yes, right, XRP Gal. It is only waitlist only at the moment. News out of South Korea is huge. Last mile stuff. See, that's what I thought as well, Matt LaRoche. I thought it was the other way around. It's a real-time gross settlement. So maybe maybe I read it wrong. No, that's what he said. But that's why I was saying that makes sense. Because I thought RTP was already happening with the clearinghouse. What I thought. Or through the clearinghouse. Right? That's what I thought. So what was this here? That DAI video, pretty much the SEC deal with it being a security. I just think it's interesting that they found some footage of Greg Kidd actually saying that Ripple was working with the Treasury from the beginning. Yeah, XRP Harlem, they did. South Korea did pass regulations for crypto. I mean, that's outstanding. Interesting, isn't it interesting that right after India, lifts their ban, the South Korea comes in and kind of fully legalizes their things? Doesn't it feel like the ISO 20222, like 2022 is like a cutoff date? Okay, so it's to the real, so it's to the RTG. Doesn't it feel like the ISO 20022 is more of like a cutoff date of 2022? Because they're moving faster and faster and faster and faster. And Ripple, every time the Ripple turns around, they got a new central bank on the RippleNet. Right? It's crazy to me. Anthony King, did you see the Forbes interoperability article? No, I did not. You have a link for that? I don't know if I saw that. Yeah, me either, Paul S. I mean, from the beginning? Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Matt LaRoche. When Mullet is in the building, what's good with you, brother? Had 21 people at the XRP meetup in St. Pete yesterday. Oh, awesome, man. How was that? That good? Yeah, we had friends, business people coming in town. We could not get out of town for that. Good to see you in the stream, Win Mullet. Life is good, bro. Life is really, really good. Interesting time, guys. When you see, I said India, right? And didn't Ripple say, was it 80% of the banks, 80 to 100% of the banks on RippleNet in India? And we got South Korea. I mean, doesn't it feel like it's gold time? It really, really feels like it's go time. It really does. It really feels like it's goal time. Anybody make sense of this Fed's adopting this new I'm gonna read it, but I don't Feds adopt a new stress capital buffer for larger US banks. Meetup was nice. Oh, good, good, man. I'm glad to hear that, brother. 80% of the banks in India. Okay. That's a ton. And that's a lot of people. Let me change this view for a second. I mean, right? That's a ton. It really is a ton. Really, I mean, wow. So I think with all this good news and every time, I mean, anyone find it oddly interesting that every time you turn around, Ripple, a central bank, let's put it to you this way, every time you turn around, a central bank is joining the Ripple net. Anyone find that oddly interesting? Every time you turn around, a central, a central bank is on the Ripple net. You know what I mean? Jared XRP is in the building. Hey, Siege and XRP fan, what's good with you, Jared XRP? Oh yeah, when Molly, you're still in Orlando. Okay, great to catch a late night stream. Yeah, I'm glad I decided to go with it, man. I almost wasn't gonna go with it because we had a mic failure earlier this afternoon. Yeah, so I'm glad I did it, man. You made it. I had that document too, Matt LaRoche. Hold on one second. I don't know if I still do. I'm gonna read what they have for the definition of it, but it is essentially getting it is essentially getting everyone in line on the same system. Let me read it. ISO 20022 is an iOS standard for electronic data interchange between financial institutions. It describes a metadata repository containing descriptions of messages and business processes and a maintenance process for the repository content. I used to have I don't know if I have it anymore. But this is what we're looking, all the banks and stuff are looking to move to. That's just dashboard. I don't want that. Free and open standard. Anyone, anywhere can add their 2 cents. They got an ISO 20022 for dummies. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, but I don't want to read that. But yeah, so that's essentially what it is. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think the central banks are in trouble? I don't know how they can be in trouble if everyone's getting on the Ripple net. They're going to have their CDBCs. We're going to do our thing and bridging. But the bridge asset XRP is just the beginning. Right, it's just the beginning. What's that right there? The way they're playing out is crazy. It is crazy. Hold on 1 second. I just, someone's. Sooner than later, the digital transformation is taking place. Yeah. So I purchased a nice amount of XRP in the last week or so. Who knows how much longer we have at these prices taking advantage. I hear you, TJ Jackson. He's exactly right. I hear you. Let me go over this Fed. I don't get this whole Fed adopts a new stress capital buffer for large U.S. banks. Why doing it? Miss Crypto Siege is at a ladies retreat. She texted me. Let's go over this real quick. She's like, I'm so ready for bed. She's been up since like 6 in the morning. So, like, what is this about? So, Fed adopts new, this is from Reuters.com. Fed adopts new stress capital buffer for large U.S. banks. The U.S. Federal Reserve unveiled new rules on Wednesday that created a stress capital buffer to determine how much banks must hold in reserve, to guard against downturns. The final rule would integrate capital requirements stemming from the Fed's annual bank stress tests with regular capital standards. Fed staff estimated the final rule would actually lead to somewhat higher capital requirements, somewhat higher, for the nation's largest banks like JPM, Chase, and Citigroup, and lower requirements for smaller institutions. Interesting, the timing of that news coming out, I think. Interesting. I'm gonna get you guys check out something that I got from Baba Cugs today. I think it's interesting. And you guys know I do find them to be very entertaining. We shall see. We shall see. So it says, Dear XRP community, always remember, nothing, 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 then suddenly. Are you paying attention? Everything is happening now. Remember, Baba Yaga, only he trusted with identity. Eyes open. A giant leap. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. So here's this thing here. I'm gonna read this to you. Apparently, this is a message, text messaging going on. Maybe Facebook messaging. I'm not sure. From my research, I see all roads lead to 2020. This is in November of 26 to 2019. Correct. January 2020 is the target month according to the elites. The elites want their plans to be done at least by April of 2020. It includes digital economy, XRP standard, reset, declass, and removing corruption. Every infrastructure will be taken away from old guards to the new elites. You won't get much from the mainstream media or news, since it will shock the world. Everything will happen so fast, people won't be able to grasp their mind together. Watch the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. It will be sudden, out of nowhere. And this took place November 26th of 2019. So I don't know about these things. I don't know how you can do things and not do things. But shout out, that's our dude. We love him. He's entertaining. Baba Yaga. Or Baba Yaga. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't show you the most important part. It was the most important part of that. Hold on. I didn't show you this. Now here's the other part. By the way, Mr. C, you know, I don't know, right? I am Marvin Gaye. I suggest you not tell people. Thank you. God bless. So, hey, that's interesting stuff there. That's interesting stuff right there, TJ Jackson. Baba Yaga, M. Grimes, Black Swan event is in effect. It really is. It's just a reason for them to continue to do what they're going to do. I mean, Hong Kong Monetary Authority, you guys see that? The Hong Kong Monetary Authority, they did theirs 50 basis points as well. 50 basis points. You see that? IMF, 50 billion injected because of this. Because of what? Like what's going on? They're like 50 billion. What's going on? That IMF is coming in and putting 50 billion into the space. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Rav Singh says, love this message. Everything is true. Like, what's going on? Why is the IMF putting 50 billion into this into the game? Danny Kephart, what's good with you, bro? As it is at this moment, I will never cash out any XRP. I hear you, Danny Kephart. I hear you, bro. Good to see you in the stream tonight, brother. Coordinated effort for all central banks. Yep. They got to figure out something, right? Again, like I said, once the powers that be, figured out that they could not strong arm this technology. Once they figure that out, and they come to the conclusion, you know, how painfully so it must have been that they couldn't strong arm the technology, and that it would in fact innovate around them. They had to decide to embrace it, and then they had to pivot. What can we do? And right, and the central banks are one of them. Like, what? We got to do something. We got to figure out something to stay relevant. That's why this whole CBDC thing, right? But that was in the end. Once they realized that they couldn't strong arm the technology, right, or it would be rioting in the streets, right? Once they realized that they couldn't do it, they had to figure out a way to pivot. So embrace it. But I still say this, guys, and just like my dude says something, this is one thing that I say. I personally believe, I'm not a political dude, but I personally believe that the Donald has a plan. And the second instant moment he realized, and I think it was before he got in office, personally, that he realized what Ripple, the good old US of A company had for its technology. Don't forget Kerson's, right? Don't forget in a relationship that he has with the Donald son-in-law. I forget the Donald son-in-law's name right now. So it's Kerson kid. Who's the son-in-law? I forget. It's Kushner. Don't forget that relationship. Once he figured that out, and they were able to get the Donald in, he had a plan. And I believe the plan is Ripple and XRP. And I believe that there is no chance that he is going to let this opportunity slip through his hands. where a United States, a good old US of A company, happens to have software, happens to have gifted an ILP protocol, an XRP ledger that is KNC, AML, and CFT that can do everything you can imagine on it. You can put anything on it and move value in all kinds of ways. ILP, the XRP ledger, and XRP, the greatest digital asset that is the most liquid asset in the space today. And he knows that there are 10, 11, 12, 20 trillion, whatever the number is, tied up. And he knows that I read something on Twitter that the liquid is as illiquid as it possibly could be. And they're doing everything that they possibly can to make it even more and more and more illiquid, so that they could bring in this on-demand liquidity. Now, is the IMF in there somewhere? I don't know. I hear that the new head of IMF and the Donald, they kind of think alike. They kind of agree on a lot of different things. So I don't know. But the Donald himself, who has talked about, his plans for this country and what he's going to do. And if he knows there's this liquidity provider out there on demand, it can free up trillions of dollars, and it's in the US of A, I just do not see any way in heck that he lets that slip through his fingers. Did that happen already? Did Binance US and Ripple partner for liquidity? Are you just saying that, LG? I didn't get a chance to catch Catherine Coley. But you see what I'm saying, guys? I just don't think there's any way that President Donald Trump himself, is going to let this opportunity pass where he can talk about this good old US of A company, Ripple, who has been working with the regulators, who has been working with the Treasury Department from the beginning, have been doing everything they can to thwart money laundering, unlike the Bitcoin blockchain. And, and they're working with another great US of A company, MoneyGram, and they're using it. How does he let that slip by? I am, Matt LaRoche. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. That's exactly what I believe that he's doing. That's why he keeps calling for these negative interest rates. I mean, they want him to cut and cut and cut and cut. And he's using the guise of the U.S. not being able to participate equally or compete equally with the international nations, right? But I believe that's exactly what they're doing. So are you suggesting he's purposely throwing wrenches in the old system gears? I believe that 10,000%. Because I think he has an answer. I think he has a plan. I think it involves gold, and I think it involves XRP. And if my dude is right, and that the 4 or 5 major nations, including the United States, and the United States, I should say, the 4 or 5 nations and the United States, all agree to go, and back their currency by gold. And it's this global gold standard. Then, if they're agreeing on that and backing that, what's the thing that's going to provide liquidity or take care of this debt? The IMF is dishing out to the central banks. Could be that. But I just feel like that Donald has a plan, and I just don't see how he's going to miss the opportunity to parade in front of everybody the good old US of A company that is Ripple. I just don't see it. I mean, I can literally see him and hear him talking about Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, on-demand liquidity. I can just hear it. Jared XRP is Donald's trump card. That's what I believe. I really do. Remember, working with the Treasury from the beginning, Mnuchin, Executive Order 13772. Ripple mentioned and almost highlighted in a sense. You got Kushner, you got Curson. There's no way he doesn't know about XRP. There's no way he doesn't know about Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse. There's no way. I mean, we've already got, SPQR Media, they come out with a deep dive. They got Garlinghouse on the calendar to meet with Mnuchin. We already know the public thing that Corey Johnson did when he talked about them, how they were at the White House. I mean, what are they talking about? Why is he meeting them at the White House? Why is, who else is meeting with the IMF like Ripple is? I mean, Larson is saying, supplement fiat dollars and believing how a digital asset can make the dollar stronger. If he's telling that to a dude, if Larson is telling that to a dude on YouTube, doing a YouTube thing, what do you think he's telling the people these more important people that he's talking with? You think he's telling him, you think he's sharing his same beliefs, those same beliefs with those people that they're meeting at the White House and IMFs and all that other stuff? He believes that the digital asset can make the country's currency stronger. You think maybe he showed them how that's possible? I think so. When you put Larson in his genius, Schwartz in his genius, Garlinghouse in his genius, and genius and the likable and the good-looking guy in front of the camera, and you put all those things together, it's just a win-win-win. And no one can argue. I mean, they're starting to already talk about XRP as being the most liquid asset out there. They are already talking about that. Yep. And I think the ace in the hole, the thing that saves him, is being able to come up with something that they can point to that says we're freeing up trillions of dollars in liquidity. It for me, it's his ace in the hole. It's if everything else I try doesn't work, I know this is it. This is that thing. Well, if the stock market doesn't end up working the way I think it's going to work, jobs go crazy, unemployment's out of whatever, all of a sudden, it's all changed. The numbers all flip-flop. But the fact of the matter is that the global economic crisis is illiquidity. In the end, that's what it is. It's illiquidity. And if you get something that can provide liquidity and move money faster, right? The volume of money. And it's a good old US of A company. I don't know. I just don't see them letting that go. That's right. The Treasury has a play. And that's what I was reading on Twitter. And a guy was saying that, I don't know if he was saying replace the Federal Reserve or in the Federal Reserve and the role that the Federal Reserve has, the Treasury will come into place and have one kind of singular role, issuing money. Yep. There you go right there. You say issuing money. I don't think it's a coincidence. Isn't it the Secret Service, didn't they move back to the Treasury? Yep. Matt LaRoche, you're on it. The Treasury has a play going on. Secret Service going, you just read the same thing I just said. Secret Service going back to the Treasury. Treasury coming out with rules. Treasury meeting with BG, DS, and CL. Yep. Treasury and taxation. Treasury issuing the money. Maybe the gold standard. Maybe. Great point, Matt LaRoche. Yep. We saw that calendar. I don't know how the heck they got that calendar. How did they get that calendar? I mean, it wasn't a calendar. It was really like a, a planner of a day's events. Got Garlinghouse on it, meeting with Mnuchin. Benjamin Salisbury, good to see you. The velocity of money. What did I say? The volume. Yes, the velocity of money. That's exactly right, Matt LaRoche. And in the end, that is the difference. That's the difference. It's everyone knows and recognizes it's been an old, slow, clunky system for decades. And everyone was good with it because they didn't have a solution. But the instant, and they may not have been good with it, listen, the vast, it's only, 5, maybe 8 top banks, maybe 8. Vast majority of them are just suffering through a thing. They're just suffering through. And now you got this thing that could, whether it be in the FX market or the derivatives market, banking system that can speed up the movement of money. I just don't see how he lets that slip through his fingers. I mean, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I just don't see. Yeah, and Danny Kephart, that's a good point. The central bankers are, and I think that was another part of it as well. The central bankers are no more. I mean, I don't, what are they going to do anymore? What's up, Siege? What's up with you, Deep Mind? Good to see you in the stream, my friend. Yeah. Central banks are trying to stay relevant. I don't know if they're going to make it. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, speaking of t-shirts, we do have a first iteration of Old Money Doesn't Want You to Win. Guys, just to let you know. I think it's in the link of the description of all my videos. I think it is in the description. But here's a link here. First iteration, if you guys want some. Whoop. Yeah, it's very true, man. It just seems you just got to listen to see what he's saying. Eli, good to see you in the streamer, friend. Like Garlinghouse said, the new plumbing is being set. ILP is the pipes and XRP is that oil. How about that? How about that? You know what? What we like to say on the stream: ILP, XRPL, ODL, XRP. Just pick one. Just pick one. They're all winners. Just pick one. That's right. You never know. You never know, Aaron Billette. We all assume Ripple partnering with central banks so central banks can use XRP. Maybe they partner and meet with them because the ledger is taking over the central bank system. Yep, I said that on the stream on a video, drive video I did yesterday or the day before. Right? Like, why are they meeting with central banks? It's for cross-border payments. Maybe it's putting everybody on that ledger. I mean, gosh. I need a shirt. My ex doesn't want me to. Oh, Matt LaRoche, that's funny. You know what I mean? Because in the end, and this is another part that the Donald is going to be able to say as well, guys. You're gonna be able to talk about the ILP. He's going to be able to talk about XRPL ledger. I mean, I just don't get it, man. I just don't see how this dude is too, you can love him or hate him. Again, I'm not into politics. This dude is too smart not to catch that. They did what? They created the ILP? What? Wait a minute. They created this protocol. Hold on. The XRP ledger, they did that also? And they got this XRP. Wait a minute. MoneyGram is using this digital asset? You think that the Donald doesn't understand the books, the numbers, the frequent quarter 2, 3, and 4 calls? You think he doesn't understand what MoneyGram is doing with ODL and how XRP is making that model work? You think he don't understand that? I mean, really? You think you think President Trump doesn't understand that? Zero chance. Right? He understands completely. And he's going to talk about that relationship, that private public relationship. You don't think he's going to talk about the Ripple and MoneyGram partnership and relationship and how it's working? XRP Lava, thanks for the $5 super chat, my friend. I appreciate that big time. And good to see you in the stream as always. Ray Zerp XRP says, Siege, thanks for suggesting Strangers in Paradise. We live in a world full of sheeple. I feel blessed. You're welcome, Ray Zerp XRP. And that reminds me, forgive me, guys, for missing my appointment with you guys yesterday for Wealth Wednesdays. I was at the airport and just realized, oh, crap. I had to pick people up at 6 o'clock in D.C. and realized I'm not going to get back in time. So I apologize for that. We'll have to make it up again at the next Wealth Wednesday. But I'm glad you enjoyed the book. We got our new book now. It's called Killing Sacred Cows. That's the new one. By the way, guys, Wealth Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. when I planned it correctly, at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're reading the book, Killing Sacred Cows. Great, Gary Gunderson. Great book. Yeah. It's kind of hard to upseat the sitting president. It's not. The numbers are against you, so I can definitely see the re-election. I did not see that. Was that on Yahoo? John Stoops is in the building. Good to see you, John. John Stoops says, "Siege, did you see Yahoo posted a story urging people to not use cash? It could be passing the virus." No, I did not. Did not see that on Yahoo. Anthony King, you're exactly right. Ripple Tech is so much deeper than we realize. It really, truly is. I cannot wait. XRP Harlem, thanks for the $2 super chat, my friend. I appreciate that big time. Win Mullet, thank you for posting the link to Killing Sacred Cows. Eagle Eye 77 is in the building. Said, I heard that. TJ Jackson says, you cannot miss this opportunity as president. He could possibly go down as the one. Legends live forever. Aaron Velez says, Donald Trump is gonna embrace XRP. Don't worry. He already has. And I agree with you 10,000%, Aaron Velez. 10,000%. I just can't wait for the moment. I can't wait for the moment. What if Baba Cugs is right? Aaron Velez says, China and Iraq also warning against cash. Wonder why. This thing is huge. Yeah. And can anyone explain to me what in the world, Judy Shelton, what does that mean when she says a gold-backed dollar in a cryptocurrency kind of way? I'm still trying to figure out that. What is that gonna look like? I'm just waiting for the day, man. When they mention that Ripple and XRP and ODL and ILP and XRPL, I just cannot wait. Cannot wait. CJ Coop 81, that's a good point. What if they are holding up the price because they are setting the XRP ledger up to have so much on it? They must have everything in, they must have everything on it in order to run all of the money. Yeah, great point. Great point. You know what I mean? So there it is, guys. And I just think, just read it. John Stoops, you just read what? Killing Sacred Cows? John Stoops, did you read Killing Sacred Cows already? You just read it, huh? It's a good one. Danny Kepler says, at Crypto Siege, imagine a dollar certificate backed by gold or silver and boosted by XRP. Similar to what the IMF wants to do with XRP. Yep. 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 Exactly right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't read that. So, and I can see that, Danny. XRP is in the play. Look, they're already talking most liquid asset already. They're already speaking in those terms when it comes to XRP. And who knows what an XRP and a drop thing's going to be? We don't even know what they're going to do with it, how they're going to do it. But I always go back to that AIIB and that HSBC diagram where they have XRP, where they have gold is back with her new friend, XRP. I'll just never forget that diagram. Gold is back with her new friend, XRP. It goes right along with what my dude is saying. We got to see, once the word gets out about this global gold standard or system, and these 4 or 5 nations are backing their thing by gold as well. Once that word gets out, overnight, I don't know. We still can't take overnight away. We can't take it off the table, as Brad Kimes likes to say. Yeah, unless there's a price set. If there's agreed upon price in the same way that they agree upon I don't know, maybe the rates of currencies, the same way they kind of, agree on oil and gold. That would be the difference. Yep, faces will melt, says David Best. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up this thing. I'm going to shout out a few people before I head out of here. David Best, I appreciate you hanging out. We're getting ready to end, my friend. You're going to have to catch the replay, brother. TJ Jackson, as always, so I appreciate you being here. All the mods, Win Mullet, Eli, I appreciate everything that you guys do. Crypto Cajuns, good to see you in the stream, my friend. Danny Kephart, good to see you, brother. Victor P. Whoa, how about that? 10-year bond, 0.8, dropping like a stone. Yeah, it's brutal, Victor P. Good to see you in the stream. Dad XRP, good to see you, man. Have a great night. John Stoops, it's always good to see you, my friend. Eagle Eye 77. Good to see you. Absolutely great to see you as well. What else we got here? Aaron Vallette, man. Great stuff tonight, brother. Appreciate you being here. Razor XRP, good to see you in the stream. XRP Lava is always good hanging out with you again. Thanks for I believe you did a super chat. Thank you. XRP Harlem, thanks for the super chat as well. TJ Coop 81, appreciate you being here, my friend. Anthony King was great hanging out. M Grimes, great to hang out with you tonight, my friend. Star in the making, appreciate you being here as always. D Bo. I hear you, my friend. Time will tell. M Grimes is always great to hang out with you. XRP Martley and XRP Harlem. Good to see you in the stream tonight. Matt LaRoche, great hanging out with you, brother. Deep Mind as always, appreciate you, brother. Crypto Fever is undefeated. How about that? I hear you, man. Alex G, good to see you in the stream. Guys, if you want to look at the first iteration of Old Money Doesn't Want You to Win, we got the t-shirt, and I think we have a sweatshirt or hoodie as well. We'll check out that. The link is in chat and it should be in the description of the video. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap up my stream like I do all my streams. Remind you of two things. Number one, I hope you understand that for you, this is a head up and shoulders back moment in your life. I hope you understand that, and here's why. Because you, my friends, are early adopters in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. You guys are playing a game that 99.9% of the masses don't even know is being played. And you're winning. You're winning. That's a cool place to be. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to end this stream like I do all my streams and remind you of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye. That's exactly right, Aaron Valette. I love her. I've read basically all of Robert Kiyosaki's books, man. Good stuff.